Hello. I would like to share with you two concepts in physics that I find a bit misleading. And those are the concepts of dark matter and dark energy. Without entering into much technical detail, for the short story, dark matter, if you want, is the idea that when you observe, let's say, galaxies, okay, they rotate at a certain rate, if you want, and this rotation cannot be explained by classical physics. Like, we have Newton's equations about the motion of objects in gravitational fields, and this enables us to calculate the amount of rotation of a body, okay, taking into account its core mass. And it appears that the rotation of these galaxies is different from what Newton's equations predict. And since this rotation is essentially dependent on the mass, on the core mass, we then dub this abstract, this mysterious rotation. The mass that could give rise to this mysterious rotation, we just dub it as dark. On the other side, you have dark energy, which is the idea that, okay, when you observe the universe at the large scale, you realize that you have galaxies and points that are moving away from each other, and this movement is actually an acceleration. Points are actually accelerating and receding from each other. And since we don't know what is there, the only thing that can push points away from each other, that can push objects away from each other, is energy. So we say there is some energy that is there and that is dark. Okay, so now, why do I think they are misleading? They are misleading because when we say things are dark, it gives the impression, for example, that we have chunk of masses that are out there and that are dark, like maybe particles, or that we have some energy that is also there and that is dark, okay, that we cannot see. And this biases actually our reasoning into thinking that they could be particles, that they could be physical things, or that they could be quantities to which we are used to. Whereas in reality, they might have nothing to do with all of that. They might just be inconsistencies or incompletenesses of our theories, okay? Extra physics that just need to be figured out. And that's the reason I think these names are misleading sometimes. Furthermore, it's worth mentioning that what we are observing, they are just effects, okay? The causes themselves, we don't really know them. And so we need to be really careful the way we approach things. Maybe this is an aspect, I think, of communication, of scientific communication in general, that needs to be taken care of, because the way we call things, the way we present things to people, be it to the general public or even to us scientists, might give us the impression that we are really certain about what we are talking, which is not true. Physics, I think, still has a long way to go, a very long way to go, in order to enable our dreams come true. Until then, we need to stay humble, honest, and admit that we don't know, okay? That we are essentially, and for the main part, ignorant about the universe. Your opinions in the comments. Let's talk about these fascinating and maybe misleading concepts.